One, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Racha Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere here. And it's your brother Bawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. And okay, from this video, and it shows you that a lot of these other camps that refuse to accept or refuse to acknowledge what the MOTB is, okay, they might actually, they might be paid off for it, all right? They might have taken the bag from Esau in order to preach basically a lie, preach deceit, okay? Because it's clearly obvious that even people in the world, people that don't know who they are, that don't know that they are Israelites, that don't know about the truth, they understand what the MOTB is. They can discern the times, they can see the prophecies coming to pass, okay, and they know what they know what the MOTB is. They know that it is the sea heap. And this is me just playing that clip from the Apostles' camp, okay, where they were interviewing, that Northern Kingdom woman, okay, and she would go into it and talk about how, the MOTB is the sea heap, okay, what we say it is in this truth.
Not to take it, Ezekiel. Revelation 14:9. Right. It says not to take it. You know what the mark of the beast is? No. According to the Bible?
No.
Well, the government, they want to put a...
Oh, the ship.
Yeah, there you go.
They're already doing it in some areas in Virginia.
That is the mark of the beast.
She did talk about it. She said that...
Are you going to take it? If this government make it mandatory, are you going to put that device inside it?
I tell my husband that we have to go live in the mountains, away from... away from Wi-Fi, away from the credit cards,
electricity.
And there you have it, man. Even even our people that don't even know that they are Israelites, that don't even know too much about the truth, they can see, they can understand that the MOTB is the sea heap, okay? The charagma is what we say that it is. And it's because of the algorithm, I can't really talk about what it actually is, okay? But yet you have other camps that are adamant in teaching, that the MOTB is something completely different, or it is sin. It is the image of Cesare Borgia. It is, various, everything else. It is a embargo. It's hegemony of the nations. But what it actually is, according to the scriptures, according to prophecy, okay, the charagma is the implantable microchip that will be implanted, as the scriptures say, inside either whether right hand or forehead, okay? So what I want to do is I would have loved to have gotten the precept, Revelation 13 verse 16. But I'll just it's already stuck in my head, so I'll just quote it instead of going to the exact chapter, just in case of the algorithm, but it still has to be brought out. So whether Esau Edom takes this video down or whether he doesn't, it doesn't matter, because this is something that has to be brought out. So yeah, I'm going to get that precept, okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Sham Yahushai. So what I want to do is I want to turn on the rotate. Here it is. Yeah, that's what they call that. Okay, so now open up the blue letter there, so that everything will be in the same orientation. So this is the book of Revelation 13. So this is the book of Revelation 13, verse 16, and it reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." And if you go into this word mark, the word that you'll see there is charagma, which basically means a thing inserted, okay, a physical mark, because you have some of our people, some Israelite camps that teach that the mark is actually a spiritual mark, okay. But when you're talking about the mark in this Revelation 13 verse 16, it's a physical mark, okay? And you ask anybody out here, you go out to the streets and ask them, do they know about the MOTB? Do you know about the mark, the MOTB that is spoken of in the book of Revelation? Everybody knows about it, because that is how big, how major of a prophecy that it is, okay? And the fact that you have men in these truths that call themselves Israelites, call themselves worshiping the Most High and His Son, right? And they don't even use the correct name, so that's how you know they are going off. But call themselves worshiping the Most High and His Son and calling themselves Israelites of the 12 tribes of Israel, but yet can still not tell you what the next major prophecy is, because that is what the MOTB is, the next major prophecy, and don't even push it as heavily as they should. It's a damn shame, okay? So now back to this precept, Revelation 13, verse 17. And that no man might buy and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, and the important point being the buying and the selling, because the major selling point. Okay, the main what the that C heap or the chip is actually mainly being used for. It's used for transactions, for contactless payments, right? Instead of swiping your credit card, you swipe your thumb, right? Okay, so what I want to do right now is I'm going to go into the DuckDuckGo, okay, the search engine. I'm going to search the word transaction, okay, because it's in this kingdom right now, man. Buying and selling is more than just goods and more than just goods and services, more than just oh, I want these things, I'm going to pay this amount of money in order to get it. Right now, man, buying and selling, okay, using doing the transactions, right, is basically how you can live, exist in this world, because you can't work, you can't function, basically you can't exist in this kingdom right now without actually spending money, okay? So everything that you need, and that is a part of the courses, that you shall go to your enemy for want of all things, okay? That's basically how everybody on this earth lives, man. Whether you are Israelite, Edomite, or heathen, you have to go to the elites of Esau, Edom, through their various branches and what they call them again, shell corporations, or the branch corporations that they used to hide, that they used to hide their influence. Okay, they give the corporation different names. Okay, like BlackRock, for example, and how it has its hand and it's a major investor or shareholder in multiple corporations. Okay, you have to go to these different corporations in order to get the resources you need to survive in this kingdom. And pretty soon, man, Esau will put the condition of having that thing inserted, okay, the charagma in you, in order to use their goods or services, okay. And that is what that buying or selling means, basically the transaction. So let's see what the word transaction means in the etym, okay. This is the word transaction: the adjustment of a dispute or a negotiated agreement, management or settlement of an affair. From the Old French transaction, exchange, transaction. From late Latin transactionem, nominative transactio, an agreement, accomplishment, noun of action. From past participle stem, transigere, stab through, accomplish, perform, drive or carry through, come to a settlement. From trans, across, beyond, through, plus agere, to set in motion, to drive forward. Okay, hence to do, perform. Okay, from the pair root ag, which is to drive, draw out, forth, move. So basically the trans is across, through, beyond. So the trans means to move across, or to move forward, to move beyond, to move across, okay, to carry through. So the transaction is to move, from, transaction basically is the same as, transaction means to move across. I don't really know, understand the way that the words are used, or basically to set in motion, okay, something along those lines. To yeah, and you see it right here, to set in motion. Basically, it's a motion, it's a movement, and that's what a transaction is: money changing hands, money moving from one hand to the other, and then the goods being exchanged, an exchange of both the money and the goods, right? But now the money is going to be digital, and the exchange is going to be happening, digitally, okay. So in other words, and it's going to be happening digitally, and the catalyst will be that charagma, okay. And this is the main point right there. And that's is the biggest clue concerning what the MOTB is. Something that will be used, something that will be inserted into you, okay, and will be used for buying and selling. And what other thing? Because this is the main point right here, okay. The the only way to understand prophecy, the only way to really know about prophecy is if the spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushua is dealing with you. But even more importantly, you have to ask yourself, who does this fit? What does this fit? Okay. You have to basically remove all options until you're left with one by going through the prophecies and going through the basically the characteristics of said prophecy. And of course, the spirit has to be dealing with you heavy in order for you to get these prophecies. But now, understanding what the mark of the beast, the MOTB, actually is, it is a thing inserted either in your right hand or in your forehead. And what it is for is in order for you to buy or sell with, to transact, to exchange for anything, basically, to exchange for anything, basically, in this kingdom, the goods, the services, okay? What else can it be except the MOTB? Because the main point, the main argument you can use against these other camps and their other doctrines is, how can you use the image of Cesare Borgia to buy or sell? How can you use sin to buy or sell? How can you use and the one from the IOIC? That's probably the most ridiculous one. Sleeping with white women, and of course I have to bring it up. How can you use that to buy or sell? Okay, you other camps, man, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, and this is what convinces so many brothers, elders, apostles that you other camps have sold out. They are actually in East. They are in East. That they are. You're basically picking the crumbs off Esau's table. Okay, trying to be Esau has given you the bag, and now you want to sell out our people. Okay, and this is a very important part of prophecy, because this is immediate prophecy. Okay, something that is being fulfilled right now before your eyes. So it is even more important than ever. Okay, even more important than ever to get this right now, to warn our people right now, and to make sure not to sow any seeds of doubt or confusion like you other camps are doing. Okay, so this is something that we have to be unified in this truth, and this is what is coming. Since this is what is coming up next, okay, if not, then what are we even, if you don't even get that the MOTB, okay, is the C-hip, okay, is the chip, why are you even in this truth, man? Why are you going out to the highways and byways? Why do you even call yourself an Israelite? That's how big this prophecy is, okay? So anyway, I wanted to see some other things, but I'm just going to leave it at that. So now I want to get another preset. Let me just go to another preset. There are some other things I wanted to add to that, but I'll just leave it as I'll just leave it there. Not really much else to say about that. I'd be overstepping my bounds if I said anything else. Matthew 16 verse 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would shew them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red, and in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? And these other camps, man, you're looking around, you're seeing what is happening on the earth, you're seeing, you saw slowly implementing this sea heap, okay? Yes, like I said before, when you see prophecy playing out, you have to ask yourself, when you read about these prophecies, you have to ask yourself, who does this fit? What does this fit in this case? Because it's not a who, but a what. What does this fit? And there can always only be one answer when you cross out all the other options. You can't say, it's the image of Cesare Borgia. You can't use the image of Cesare Borgia to buy or sell. You can't have the image of Cesare Borgia on your right hand on your forehead and every other option for what these other camps call the MOTB, okay? The only option has to be this implantable C-hip, man, okay? Because when you go into charagma, when you go into the root word and understand what it actually means, let's get that word. And I've actually done this video before where I went into the word. I went into what it was going into, which is basically the engraving instrument, the palisade, which is like, something like a needle, okay, which is the delivery system for the C-hip, okay. Let's just put it like that. So let's just put it like that. So let me get this word right now, the word charagma, as a word that we can still use at least. Here it is, the word is charagma. So now I'm just going to go and get the word in the Greek, charagma. We'll play it, of course, with the, let's play it.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
That's the word charagma. We're not really killing ourselves without trying to pronounce it right. Okay, this is the word charagma, a stamp, an imprinted mark of mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses, things carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. So this is basically giving you all the information that you need concerning the MOTB. So it is obviously a physical mark because all the different, explanations for what it is, it's all going into physical marks, okay? And yes, the MOTB is an idol image, and it's an idol image because it's an image for worshiping Esau Edom, okay? Because that's basically what you're doing when you take this mark, man. It's basically accepting Esau Edom as your God. That's the reason why the Most High is so heavy against it. You know that and you go into the book of Revelation, the 14th chapter, to read the punishment of those that will get the mark will receive. Back to what I was saying, okay, this is what this word charagma means, and it's basically talking about the delivery system, the tool that will be used to implant the C hip in your right hand or in your forehead, and that mark is still the same mark, yesterday, today, forever, because that truth, the understanding of what this mark is, has been given to the elect of the nation of Israel, okay, or starting from the apostles on down, not being a part of that number. So the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel already understand what this mark is. I can see that the MOTB, it's very clear what it actually is, because all the roads, all the explanations, all the breakdowns can only lead to one thing, which is that C hip, okay? It is that implantable microchip, all right? And right now, you are seeing that the main thing Esau Edom is pushing is not even this World War III that's all over the news, but in all actuality is the C hip, okay? Is pushing more and more to be able to implement and push that implantable microchip out here. That's why you are seeing him, that's why you're seeing him pushing this 5G technology so heavy. That's why you are seeing a complete collapse of the supply chain and the infrastructures of this kingdom. So now everything is in a shortage right now. Everything is going up. You are seeing even the collapse of the financial infrastructure of this kingdom. That's why all the currencies are suddenly going down, and suddenly, the inflation is going up. The inflation has reached an all-time high. Okay, basically, it's the highest it's ever been since 1990. Going back all the way back to the time of your grandfathers, the time of my grandfathers. Okay, but except the inflation rate is even higher than that time. That was the highest ever recorded. Well, now it's higher than the highest ever recorded. So we are seeing record inflation, record recessions, okay, in this kingdom, because right now Esau Edom is about to transition the entire system, and it's going to make it digital. And when it makes it digital, the catalyst, your ticket to that digital system will be the MOTB. Well, before, you have to ask yourself, is it good to take this charagma? Is it good to take this C-hip or not? The Mosiah, however, Hashem Yahweh has already given you the answer. Hell no, okay? This is not to be taken, right? Because and actually written up in the book of Revelation 14, okay? Let me get that. So this is the book of Revelation 14, verse 9, and it reads, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." So that's answer to your question right there. This is what happens when you take the charagma, okay, you take the MOTB, and we have been commanded by Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh that even at the point of death, even at the risk of death, that we should not take the MOTB, okay, because you already know what is good, because as the scripture says, better to die manfully for the word of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh than to live, in this wickedness, man. So that's so I'm not really going to go too deep into that, because the main point of this video still remains, okay? The people that are in the world, even Christians, know what the MOTB is. So why is it that these other Israelite camps, they are just getting stuck on stupid, okay? They still can't come around to see what the MOTB is. And the thing is, it is important now more than ever to push, the correct doctrine concerning this MOTB, because we are not, it's not that we're getting closer. It's not that, oh, the MOTB is the next major prophecy. We are already here, okay? Esau is already pushing this MOTB technology heavy. Every other day you're hearing about a new semiconductor company or a semiconductor factory being raised up in Babylon the Great and in other parts of the world. Why do you think that is? It's because these devils are getting ready for mass production of this charagma, okay? Because those semiconductors, the technology or rather the metal for those semiconductors are the same ones that are being used in this sea heap, okay? Esau Edom is preparing the earth, preparing the world right now. That's why you have the WEF forum with their crazy, initiative to go more and more green or more and more clean for the environment, because Esau Edom is preparing the world to receive this charagma, man. We are in this time already, and any moment now, any minute now, it could happen tomorrow. Hell, it could happen this night as we speak. A sneaky bill will be passed in the Congress, in the government somewhere, and then suddenly everybody has to be chipped. Everybody has to receive the mark. It could happen at any moment. But yet you have these camps not warning our people, going as far as to even scoff and mock when the real MOTB is being preached and prophesied about by the men of the Lord, okay? And showing you basically that showing you that these guys really actually might be clicked up with Esau, man. 'Cause I don't want to throw out that kind of accusation, but it is what it is, okay. So I'm just going to end the video right there. With that, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kwadash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit, I hope you Akim and you are quite edified. Shalom.